What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Sheena Simmons, Coach Sheena Simmons, your love and diversity dating coach. And this is your episode of the CBDand KEKE. I have an amazing guest on the show. Today's topic is going to be all about dating in 2021. And also, as you know, I specialize in love and diversity. Diversity meaning interracial dating, dating outside of your race or something that is not as common. And so my guest that's coming on the show, he is a part of the LGBTQ community. And so he wanted to come and speak with us on what his dating experiences have been like, shed some light on some things. And this is also going to be kind of almost like our own counseling session that he and I are going to have together. And so I can't wait to bring him on, but I wanted to remind you guys that you can find me on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Clear Source Radio. And so hopefully you guys can hear well. I'm super excited about this show and everything that we have to offer. You're going to have so much great content and a place to land. Now, CBD standing for we chill, believe, and dedicate ourselves to our highest good, okay? And yes, CBDand KEKE. This is where you find us. If you're interested in getting any dating coaching advice or any information from me, make sure that you visit me at SheenaSimmons.com. But I already can't wait to get into it. So, yes, I'm going to bring up onto the set here with me, Mr. Ric Londen. Ric, how are you?
Hey, Sheena. How are you?
I'm doing well. And so I'm hoping that our audience can hear you. But, Ric, so tell us, where are you from?
Yes, I'm from the Woodlands, Texas, which is outside of Houston. And now I live in Austin, Texas. It's beautiful here.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Yeah, as you know.
Okay, exactly. And so how old are you?
I'm 32. I'm old.
You are not old, honey. Only time that you're old is when you fart and dust comes out.
Oh, I know. We need the pledge and everything, right?
Okay. And even then, God negotiates. And so, I've known Ric for a little bit, and know his family and all. And so we kind of are like, siblings, and we would always share our dating experiences and our stories. But we were both in agreement as to, in 2021, there's been so many different ways of normalizing BS or people's communication styles. And so I know that you ran into a snag or two in regards to your dating experiences, and you wanted to ask me about a couple of those things. So are you comfortable with talking about that on the show today?
Absolutely. Anything for Sheena.
Thank you so much. And again, guys, this is real.
We kiki, y'all.
Hold on, say it again.
This is what we do off the air. We kiki all the time, y'all.
Okay, I'm down for a good old key.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so you took my different quiz, because what I do is when you go to SheenaSimmons.com, first I like to assess if we're even compatible to work together. And so there's a quiz that asks you, how long have you been at it trying to date? Are you open to dating outside of your race? All these different things, because these factors determine, if you're even coachable. There's also an attachment style quiz to kind of let you know how you attach to people. Are you somebody that shuts down during confrontation? Are you one of those people that likes to over-explain? So on and so forth. So when it comes to dating right now, what is your status? Are you single or what?
Pending. So I would say single and pending, or just confused. One of the three.
Pause. Okay, now y'all are going to be like, what the heck? This is almost, like I said, this is like a counseling session in there too. So, I'll be stopping you frequently and asking like pending. What does that even mean? You're either dating or, well, first let me back up. What is your definition of dating?
My definition of dating is basically having someone that you feel like you have connected with and you guys are spending time together.
Okay. Now, when it comes to dating, and I always ask these questions, and I'd be curious to see if you ask it too, there's different levels. So do you typically just date one person at a time? Because there's a difference between dating and boyfriend and girlfriend, or boyfriend and boyfriend.
There is.
Okay, so dating is when you're just...
For me, personally, I like to just date one person at a time. I feel like it just gets to be too much work. I'm very old-fashioned.
Yeah.
So for me, I like to have that initial connection with someone, that initial spark. And I like to get to know them, for who they are, like their heart, their personality, what they do for a living, what do they strive to be in a few years, things like that. And even just hear their laugh and personality really come through in our meetings with each other. And then so that really lets me get to know the person on a deeper level before we say, we just hook up, which is great in my opinion, but it's also a challenge in the gay world to be like that. So I tend to just date one person at a time.
See, and I am so glad that you brought that up. I am so glad that you brought that up, because I have heard that on more than one occasion about how that whole factor is just kind of taboo. And so we're going to jump into that. And I'm in agreement with you. I think it's a more healthy approach to date one person at a time. I've heard people say, well, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Nobody said anything about putting any eggs in a basket. It's just you're not dropping a load and spreading it wide. You get what I'm saying? So yes. If you...
that could be dangerous, so...
Very out in these streets. Exactly. And so you want to know and be able to give focus to one person so you can learn them and say, okay, am I hearing what I think I'm hearing, and am I understanding what I'm understanding? And so what has been your channel for finding people? Are you just going out? Are you finding it through Facebook? Are you on any of the sites like Grindr or anything?
That's a great question, Zena. So contrary to most people's belief,
okay.
There is a pandemic still going on.
Okay.
Yes, Corona is still in these streets.
Okay.
Even though Greg Abbott decided to just, lift the mask mandate, and, people just kind of have 2 shots in them and they feel like they're ready to go dancing. I feel like, you just have to be careful. So for me, my outlets for dating have changed a little bit. People can only see your eyes with the mask on, right?
Right.
Or your body. And I've seen some people who look cute with their mask on, but then when they lower that bad boy, you're like, oh.
Oh, baby, yes, you look in their face and they got a sign in their mouth that says next tooth 5 miles.
Exactly.
Ugh. Lord.
So for me, my outlets actually have been Facebook dating. I put Grindr to the curb. I just feel like that's a little bit dangerous right now, the hookup culture with coronavirus. You just never know. You can put yourself in a situation where, you meet somebody and it could be crazy and they could have coronavirus and you can end your life. So for me, I know you take coronavirus very seriously as well.
Very.
I like to be safe. So I feel like Facebook dating has been a very successful way for me to meet someone because it has my profile on there. They know I'm real. Facebook verifies a person. They have, it leads the conversation to that more old-fashioned way of conversing with one another. You can't drop nudes, things like that. You really have to talk to the person. So that's been one of the outlets. And also just friends saying, hey, this guy's cute, and they want to talk to them on the phone. And I've been hit on, out in public. So those have been kind of like my 3 ways right now.
Okay. So, and I like that because I've been telling people this. I'm like, look, if somebody wants to date you, then one of the things that I would look for if I was still out in the market, it's how seriously are they taking their life, their livelihood, and mine? And so if you just have to be out there, you just have to date, I don't see there being anything wrong whatsoever with just doing like you did. Like, okay, we met on Facebook. There's video messenger, so you're getting the exact same effect. You're getting the same thing where I could sit here and, look at you, whatever. You can have food sent to a location if you don't want them knowing exactly where you live yet, which is very smart. I get that. And then you guys kind of do it that way. Now, as you guys get more comfortable and you decide to make them a part of your quarantine, which is important, a quarantine is the group of people that you've selected. So if it's 5 people and we're all in agreement where, you know, we go to HEB and back or here or there, and we're not going to super spreaders and stuff, that is you doing your due diligence. But, you know, that now is somebody that you can trust, that takes their life and their livelihood seriously, you know, and you guys can grow that way.
And I think that's a beautiful, you know, concept that we all need to take into consideration, the quarantine. I mean, to just have people have the same values as you. But, you know, going back to our previous topic with you mentioned Grindr. You know, the gays have Grindr, Scruff, Jacked. I mean, I think there's even one called Hole now.
Hold on. Okay, I was saying, so pause that thought. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Uh-oh, my headphones came off. My cats. Would you agree that some of these sites, like if you're trying to seriously date, some are just blatantly obvious of, come on now, you know what this site is about, so you're not going to find your husband here. Like if your profile picture is a pic of your penis.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I could say that on the air, but that's not a cuss word. But you get what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
That's really, like, what do you think? That's what you're advertising? Like, that person's down for whatever.
And that may not be somebody who's going to be faithful to you when you think about it. But then, you know, the LGBTQ dating world is so complex. It is multifaceted.
Yeah.
Because you have people who are, for instance, one of my friends ran into him at the pool party, and he and his spouse have a boyfriend. And I was so confused.
So it's like what do they call it? A throuple or something?
A throuple. It was a throuple. So basically, they decided they were being. They told me that they were being non-monogamous to one another, basically cheating on each other. They decided to cheat as a team. So now they have a third boy that they, you know, a third guy in the relationship, a young guy, who they date. So you run into that. You run into people who want to be non-monogamous. You have individuals who would tell you they want you to be monogamous, and then they will cheat on you. And then you also have people who are actually looking for marriage in that monogamous relationship. Now, I'm not casting judgment. Whatever works for somebody works for somebody.
Right.
But you know, if that's their life, that's what they're choosing to do, and I can't be, you know, the judge of anybody's decision. I mean, go for it. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Do it well. My mom always said, if you want to be gay, do it well. Right?
Okay. Right. Every pot has a lid. You know what I mean? As long as you're honest about what that thing is, then I say do it all. You know, if you identify as squirrel and you like to have sex with monkeys on the weekend, hey, you know, just do what you do, but as long as all parties involved are well aware. Yeah.
Right. So, but for me, I'm more the old-fashioned, traditional, monogamous. I want a husband. I want a family. Yeah, the house in the suburbs, or maybe a condo. Who knows? But you know, that's kind of like my speed, because I just can't do the whole, you know, multi-men thing. That would just be overwhelming for me because I'm ADD, and that'd be too much to focus on.
Okay, right. I was all like, I couldn't be one of those. You know what I mean? I multiple guys, or the whole gold digger swag. And I know I talk about gold diggers a lot, and we'll go into that, but it's like, I cannot, no, don't get me wrong. I love men that are successful. My significant other is very successful, but that's his success and his coin and not mine. And so that is not the only thing that would tie me to him. And I think a lot of people are experiencing that right now, where it's all like they got with somebody because of the assets or whatever it was that they had. And some people lost all that during COVID, and now they're sitting there looking at that person like, ugh, I don't like you. You never liked them. You liked them for what they had. And so I can't sit in a relationship that's based on just something that could be taken away. I like the part that literally cannot be bought in the store, and that's that true connection.
you are very similar in that aspect. You just happen to do it way better than I do.
Oh,